Chapter 1. Genealogical Structure, the Kinship System. B. Defines. Marga Boru. A particular phenomenon of the affinity relation is the Boru living in the territory of its hula-hula. In early times, it often happened that an enterprising man walked away from his kinship group and went elsewhere to seek a new place to live where he could found a new lineage, and took with him a prosperous Boru to help him clear and cultivate the land. Mandopang Tanui. This Boru continued to live with him, and his descendants became the indwelling Marga of the territory, the Boru Gomgoman, the Boru that is ruled, since it was ruled by the descendants of the principal immigrant who were called the Magaraja, ruling Marga. Sometimes the migrant did not take such a Boru with him, but later on some other man buried among the first settlers of the region was taken as a son-in-law Hinela, and if he became prosperous and the union was fruitful, then an indwelling Marga Boru came into being. If the indwelling group began such an affinal relationship with the ancestor of the whole cycle of agnates which ruled in the territory, then one speaks of the Boru Persadaan of the Boru Hatopan, the Boru common to the whole cycle. If the relation only affected one of the branches that has sprung from common ancestor, then this branch, which usually lives in a particular corner of the territory, calls its Boru its Hapujungan, its own individual Affines. Naturally, one finds a number of different phenomena in this matter, for history does not always repeat itself. Here, we will only remark that there are regions, such as Lindung, where a great number of members of a number of different tribal groups are indwelling in the territories of the Marga and Marga branch of the Hasibuan group, which rules there. These are the oldest Marga Boru, but others live in the lineage and the lineages, the extended families of which these Marga branches consist. These are the younger Marga Boru. By contrast, elsewhere, especially on Samosir and in Toba, the number of people who belong to the indwelling Marga is rather small. Then again, there are regions such as Bahai where one does not come across a Boru group common to a territory. They can only be regarded as villages of Affines. This is often the younger areas of immigration which were split up when they are occupied, and where the choice of marriage partners has always been considerable to provide examples of such a situation. The oldest indwelling Marga has different names in different regions, and each name defines one of its characteristics. Silindung and Humbang. It is called the Boru Nagojong, the very old Boru group. On Samosir, one speaks of the Boru Silaon, which means the same thing. In Toba, it is called the Boru Sihabolonan, the great common Boru group. In Baros, it is the Boru Niladang, the Boru group of the complex of cultivated fields, the territory. In Dairy country, this group is the Boru Tano, the Boru group to which land rights have been granted. It is distinguished from the Boru groups which came to dwell in the territory later on by having some particular rights granted to it, and this vary according to place and area. For instance, it has the right to found its own villages and to live together there on land assigned to it. It can revive other Marga as indwellers and can give them the use of land for cultivation. It has the right to give land which it has developed as a marriage gift. Pauseyang to his daughters the right to perform important functions in the communal sacrifices and in the administration of justice, and to take part in general deliberations. Mostly, this le- mo- mostly these latter privileges are exercised by the representative of the oldest branch, the Rajani Boru of such a first indwelling Marga. The regions, besides this Marga indwelling in a territory, individual Huta villages can have their own Boruni Huta. If, for instance, a member of the ruling Marga left his village in order to found his village within the confines of the territory, he made sure in this as a rule costly undertaking of the collaboration of a well-to-do person chosen from among his next related Affines who could contribute to the cost of the construction of the new village. This man then continued to live in the new village as the Boru particularly connected with it then as compared with members of other Marga which later married into the village acquired a position of considerable influence. In the more southerly parts of the Batak country such as Boru and his descendants who brought prosperity to the village is called the Marga Boru, the rich Boru. A mistake to think that this indwelling of the Marga Boru with its ruling hula hula indicates an inferior or second-rate position. Were this case, every man who is not chained by sheer poverty to its dwelling place will return to the territory of his own Marga or tribal group where he would be cordially received by his lineage. But it is not so. It is true that only the members of the oldest Boru groups, to whom was granted the right to have their own villages and fields by the hula hula, have unrestricted control over the land they have cultivated. But members of the younger Marga Boru too, through their brothers-in-law or broadly, the families-in-law can acquire land rights that are almost absolute in the form of gifts, ulos, pausia, etc., which will be discussed later in chapter 5, that are frequently made by the hula hula to the Boru. In addition, they have the opportunity of temporarily using land given to them by the chief of a village or a cluster of villages so long as they are indwellers in the village itself. In general, it can be said that the relations between the Affines when one of the groups is the ruler, the Pangomgom, and the other, the Ginomgom, the ruled, are of a totally different character than these terms would suggest. Before dealing with its noteworthy features, we will devote a little space to the marriage frequency between the ruling and the indwelling Marga.